Jackson, walking along, singing a song, walking in a Jackson Wonderland. Emotion, this is what we sing. We are Charlton, we are Charlton, we are E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Up the football league we go, and when we get promotion. Oh, I like it. We're going about in a minute. Can't have long now. Another clean sheet, another win. Get the fuck in! Charlton, get in! One, Johnnie Jackson, walking along, singing a song, walking in a Jackson Wonderland. It weren't easy. We lived life on the edge multiple times. Cambridge gave us a good game, but we got the job done. 2-0. Jackson, the most successful Charlton manager in history after 10 games in charge. That's got to be worth something. Give him the job now. Come on, Jacko. Conor Washington. Oh, Johnnie Jackson, don't stand away from me. Oh, Johnnie Jackson, don't stand away from me. Yes. Well, I cried. Yes, Craig. Yes.
That was a tough one. That was definitely not an easy affair, but we got the job done. We fought hard for the 3 points. As I said, very tough encounter against a pretty decent Cambridge side, we have to say. But we got the job done, and it's another 3 points. 20 points out of a possible 27 from Johnnie Jackson in the league. After his first 10 league games in charge as a manager, he is our most successful manager ever. And he's not even got the job permanently. That stat alone is just enough said, isn't it? That stat alone is just enough for him to be given the job on a permanent basis. And honestly, I don't understand why Sandgaard is just waiting around at this point. I think it is getting a little bit ridiculous now at this point, to be honest with you, because surely now there is no other man that is worthy of taking this job than Johnnie Jackson right now. It wasn't, you know, the most convincing of victories. I don't think the game was a 2-0 game, to be honest with you. To be fair, Cambridge probably should have scored, and you could definitely even make the argument that Cambridge should have grabbed something from the game, to be honest with you, because they were a good team. You know, I did think they played very, very well. They just didn't take the chances that they created. Obviously, they did have their danger men. Obviously, Joe Ironside was going to be one of their main threats. Paul Digby in midfield, obviously Charlton were linked with him in the summer as well, and of course former Charlton Academy player Dimitar Mitov in between the sticks. It was going to be interesting to see how he fared against his former side, and of course not to mention they did put 5 past Cheltenham on Tuesday. It kind of started off the same way as the Ipswich game did on Tuesday. I was going to say it wasn't the best of the displays in the first half. It wasn't the best of the displays all game really. It wasn't massively brilliant from us. We weren't 100%. Opening 30 minutes, it definitely was an interesting affair. You know, both teams were trying to work each other out, and then all of a sudden Cambridge just come out of nowhere and they just started putting us under the cosh. You know, they had a couple decent efforts. Ironside, I think, had one good opportunity, but he was offside and he missed anyway. But Cambridge did come forward quite a lot, you know, past the half-hour mark, and they were putting us under a lot of pressure. And then, like the Ipswich game, we took advantage seemingly out of nowhere. We didn't really deserve to take the lead, but nevertheless, it was a very good goal from that man, Conor Washington. He is just absolutely on fire at the moment. Jonathan Leko laid it off to Alex Gilbey. Gilbey with the cross, Washington with a touch, and he swirls round and drills it into the bottom corner. A brilliant, brilliant finish, and that is his 6th goal of the season. Washington, as I say, in fine form at the moment, and we take the lead, as I say, seemingly out of nothing. We didn't really deserve to take the lead. I think that was probably our first clear-cut chance of the game, probably our first shot of the game. It was really the best time to score. You know, Cambridge were putting us under a lot of pressure before we took the lead, and that was the half-time whistle. You know, we went into the break 1-0 up. Cambridge definitely had the more threatening opportunities, I felt, in that first half. It wasn't the best of displays from us in the opening minutes, but at least we were in front. You know, that was the most important thing. And then the second half, again, was sort of a similar story, you know, a very, very even affair, and Cambridge were really putting us under pressure. They had some really, really good opportunities. I think Joe Ironside, again, got put through on one occasion, and Craig MacGillivray done just enough, literally one-on-one, done just enough to get his hand to it and parry it away for a corner. He got forced into a couple of saves in that second half. That one-on-one opportunity was definitely the best opportunity Cambridge had of the game. They loved punting it along that right-hand side, you know, smashing the ball along to the right side, and they would always find their striker. I think it was Ironside, I'm not sure, but they liked finding him on that right hand side, and it was fairly easy for them to do that. So in that regard, it was very shaky on our part. But as I say, Cambridge had a lot of threatening opportunities in that second half. They just didn't put them away. As for Charlton, we did have our chances. You know, we were trying to get balls in the box, cut inside. Jonathan Leko was getting balls across on the right. You know, we were we were trying, you know, and we did come close on some opportunities. I think there was one shot, I think a header from Washington, I think, that was deflected off the defender. Mitov made a little bit of a meal out of it, nearly spilled it into the net. It nearly caught him off guard, but he did manage to get it under control. Leko then came off around the half-hour mark. He was replaced by Diallang Jaiyesimi. I felt Leko was a little bit shaky in the opening exchanges of the game, but I think as the game grew on, he did do quite well in that wing-back position, which was a position that I didn't think really suited Leko. And to be honest with you, I still don't think it does suit Leko. I don't think he really fits into the system that Jackson likes to play. I think DJ, although again it's not Jaiyesimi's position, but he has adapted really, really well. I guess it will be, in Leko's case, you know, he'll have to adapt to that position if Jackson is to play him more regularly. But I felt that in the opening minutes he was quite shaky, but he definitely grew into the game as it went on. He was putting those balls in the box. He was taking on defenders. I think he done quite well. Jaiyesimi took his place, and then Ben Purrington came off with an injury as well. Hopefully that's not going to be too bad, seeing as Pape Souare is the only other left back that we have at the club, and he obviously came on in his place, and he was pretty shy. I'm being completely honest with you, he was pretty terrible. You know, whenever he had the ball on that left hand side, he just looked lost. He just looked so clueless as to what he was going to do. He'd just get hold of the ball and he'd just hesitate to go forward, and he'd just end up passing it backward. And you could definitely see the difference between the two players, you know, Purrington and Souare. Purrington loves to get forward with no hesitation, whereas Souare was just so hesitant, confused and lost that he just didn't know what to do. He gave the ball away a few times, hesitated to make runs. To be fair to the guy, he come up with a stroke of genius out of nowhere for our second goal. It was his cross that led to our second goal, and Conor Washington's brace as he swung a ball in. I think it might have been first time actually. Ran onto the ball, crossed it first time. It absolutely stunned me that he put a ball into the box. I couldn't believe it. It fell to Washington. I think the ball got away from him a little bit, but it fell to Stockley. He played it back into Washington and he slammed it home on the left foot. past Mitov to make it 2-0. He bloody deserved those 2 goals tonight. After the performance on Tuesday against Ipswich, he deserved those 2 goals. He's now 7th for the season, 6 goals in his last 7 league outings, I do believe. He's level with top scorer with Jayden Stockley now. The pair of them have scored 20 goals between them now, which is absolutely stupid this season. And that was game, set and match right there and there. Definitely didn't deserve, in my opinion anyway, didn't deserve to be in front by 2 goals because, as I say, Cambridge, they did definitely threaten us tonight. They really were one of the better teams I've seen us play this season. They'll definitely be fine. Come the end of the season, they should definitely be alright to avoid relegation from the way they played tonight anyway. I felt that they played really well. Mark Bonner definitely set up his side really well tonight, and they, like I say, they probably should have scored or even come away with something from the game. A massive, massive win. Full time at the Valley. Charlton Athletic 2, Cambridge United 0. Definitely not the most convincing of performances, we have to say. We weren't at the races, we weren't at our best, like Conor Washington did say in his Twitter post today. He did say that the team, he felt that they weren't really at their best, which they weren't, to be honest with you. They didn't play massively well, but we fought hard for the 3 points, and overall it was a fantastic week in SC7. We got 6 points out of a possible 6 from Ipswich and Cambridge, and we grab a win in our final game at the Valley before Christmas. Obviously we don't have another game at home now until Gillingham on the 29th, so definitely a very good early Christmas presents for the Addicts. Massive shout out to Craig MacGillivray today. He pulled off some brilliant saves and definitely kept us in the game. Another solid display by Sean, Clare, Famewo, Pearce. Washington man of the match by a country mile today. He was absolutely outstanding. Fantastic display. Run his socks off, so much pace, played for the badge, and got 2 well-deserved goals. And Stockley was very good today, winning balls in the air. Referee was pretty shambolic, to be honest with you. Loved the yellow card. I think it was like 9 yellow cards in today's game. Every single foul he was playing for was for a yellow card. Overall, another brilliant result from the boys. Another fantastic result for Johnnie Jackson's Red Army. 6 points out of a possible 6 at home this week. And we're bloody on fire, man. We are absolutely on fire. We are just keep going up and up and up on the league. The only way is up at the moment. We've gone up to 11th. We're 8 points off the playoffs now. With January fast approaching, anything is possible, man. Anything is possible. But seriously, how Johnnie Jackson is not permanent manager is a bit of a joke at this point, to be honest with you. It's a bit of a joke. The man deserves the job. A month ago, this team was completely dead and buried, and now he has got them playing to the best of their ability. And seriously, I've been so proud of our recent performances, and I could not be happier as a Charlton fan right now. The only way is up. We keep marching on. Another massive game next week against Plymouth, who have definitely faded away now since we played them and beat them at the Valley. We completely stumped them. Ryan Lowe obviously left as well. Stephen Schumacher now in charge. With them on a terrible run and with us flying right now and on the up, we'll be going into that game at Home Park looking for the victory and looking to keep this run of form going. And hopefully, fingers crossed by then, Jackson is our full-time manager, because seriously, he deserves it. And like I say, the fact that Sandguard is taking too long to appoint him now is a bit ridiculous, because right now we are one of the best teams in the league, to be honest with you. I'm saying it. We are right now one of the best teams in the league, and I think everybody should be fearing us, because we are just a completely different breed under Johnnie Jackson. And I cannot tell you how much I love this man and the team right now. We are just absolutely on fire. So that is it for this match reaction, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, can you possibly leave a like, subscribe if you are new around here, and turn on those post notifications so you are notified of every time I upload a new video. What do you guys think of the game? Let me know in the comments below. This has been Tyler Roninson. Have a nice day, and I will see you all in the next video, whenever that will be. Take it easy, stay safe, and I will see you all then.